Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the 31 Films Challenge. I am the Geordie Geek and this is day 21. Day 21. Yep, day 21 and this is, I think it's the third weekend in review. Before I dive in, I'm just going to apologise. I wouldn't really take anything I say as gospel when I say I'm going to have a video coming up probably at the weekend, because it turns out I can't really commit to doing things on a weekend that don't involve going out. I was going to finish off my Belgium video, which is nearly done, but there was a lot of stuff on there, a lot of decisions as to whether I should let you all see us very, very drunk, and hear about some of the nonsense I was talking about. But it is on its way, it won't be long, but my quiet weekend turned into one of my proper quiet weekends. I was meant to spend the Friday night in and work on my Belgium video, but within about 20 minutes of getting my money in from work, I was in town. So that's not my fault. I've got to blame my friends for that. So your fault, you know who you are. And then Saturday, it was an early kick-off at the football, which Newcastle drew 2-2, really good result. And we basically ended up staying out all day, so I couldn't do anything on that day either. But I watched some films on Sunday, so fear not, there is some filmage to talk about still. Belgium video will be on its way soon, I promise. Promise. I'm not going to give you a date, because that's just stupid. I've already gave you like 3 dates as to when it'd be up. So we'll just go from there. So like I said, didn't get to see any scary films on the Friday or Saturday. But on Sunday, I watched one of my favourites, which was The Shining. I would like to hope everyone that's watching this video, like all 4 of yous, have already seen The Shining, so you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just an awesome film. It's pretty much everything about it. It's definitely, well, it is a cult film because it's got such a massive following, but that usually when you say a film's a cult film, it hasn't got a really big following. But obviously this is a film that's on many a scary list, usually right near the top. Directed by Stanley Kubrick, which is got to be without a doubt one of the best directors around. Obviously not around because he's not here anymore, but you know what I mean. There's just so much to this film that's like really cool. Not much jump scare wise, just to get that out of the way, there's not really many jump scares apart from the odd parts where it just quickly flashes to another scare, like you see Danny's face or the 2 girls in the corridor. So they can be kind of jump scares because they just come out of nowhere, and those parts really utilise like the sound design well as well. It's like really high pitched whine when Danny gets his shine. So that's good. But I mean, I'm going to mention a few things about it that I like, but if you really want to go more in depth with The Shining, I would recommend watching a documentary called Room 237. It's not so much a behind the scenes or anything of how the film was made, but basically it's just a collection of theories about like central themes running through the film. And people have got like different things about what they think the film's about and reasons why it is like it is. But I think the best one that I take out of that is basically just when they're talking about the hotel itself, the Overlook, as being a character in the film. It's really, really interesting, to be honest, when you look at it, because I mean, some of the shots going through the hotel are pretty awesome. It's like following Danny around on his little tricycle and stuff. But you'll probably not notice it the first time you watch it, but especially on like second, third viewings and stuff, the hotel is its own character, because you get, well, it doesn't matter which character it is, just be wandering around the hotel, and then you'll just think to yourself, how's there a window there? There shouldn't be a room there. How small is that room? Because basically, like the hotel, obviously all of the interior stuff was shot on a soundstage. It wasn't actually in the hotel. So there is going to be a few differences, but it's pretty obvious that the layout of the hotel makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, like, if you watch Room 237, they go into detail about that, but there's countless videos on YouTube as well going into it, basically just pointing out phantom rooms and elevators and things, and like the manager's office makes no sense at all. So I would recommend watching them. I'm not going to go into it because I'll end up confusing myself and confusing yous, and I don't want to scare yous away because I like yous all four of yous. So yeah. Again, it's a film that kind of creeps under your skin and stuff. I don't know if many of you have read the actual book, which is brilliant, by Stephen King. It does differ quite vastly from the film. There's a lot of things in the book that aren't in the film, and vice versa. But it's really like proper brain melty. Also, you get to see a furry. Like that part. That's the part where you just sit and you go, I'm not really quite sure why this is in the film, but it's creepy anyway, so yeah, I'm not into that type of stuff. The characters are also really good as well. I mean, I don't like Shelley Duvall. She kind of scares us, and not in a way that people are supposed to scare in a scary film. She is very hysterical in this film, but at the same time that's in part due to the way Kubrick shot it. He pretty much got her to her wit's end to make it more effective while they were filming. And Jack Nicholson just being a boss again. He looks mental at the best of times, never mind when he's playing a mental guy. I mean, even when he's going for like the interview at the Overlook, he already looks like he's got way too many mental problems. So if I was the hotel owner, I would have been like, just told you a story about a dude killing people. You look like the kind of guy that would do that. So obviously not. One more little sidebar from The Shining, which makes it a bit more creepy as well. I only realised it was actually my mum. I've got to give my mum a shout out as well. She was complaining on Saturday. Hi, mum. Yeah. My mum actually pointed out to us within, I think, 2-3 months of moving into this flat. I live at number 237, so that's a bit freaky. Yeah. Thankfully, I've went to the bathroom and there hasn't been any weird scabby old ladies trying to strangle us. Touch wood. Don't want to jinx it. So yeah, that kind of creeped us out a bit when she told us about that. So apart from that, so yeah, I said I wanted to talk about The Shining for a bit, but I don't want to go into it too much. If I do want to talk about it a bit more, I'll do a blog on it, I think, so I can go into a bit more depth and ramble on a bit more. Because as you can probably tell, I don't ramble well in person. I just tend to say a lot and rub my hair and stroke my beard and whatnot. So I'll save you the trouble of that. So back into a new full week. Trying to think of what I can watch tonight. I'm not really sure, to be honest. You know what? I'm going to watch White Noise 2. I've been talking about it for ages now and just haven't got to it. So yeah, I'm going to watch White Noise the Light because it's there. So that was easy. And Nathan Fillion. So Nathan Fillion for the win. If you've seen that, obviously get in touch. Dixon10 on Twitter. You can use the 31films hashtag. The geordiegeek.wordpress.com. Again, they'll all be in the description. Or you can talk to us on Facebook if you're my friend. If you're not, you can add us on Facebook if you want, even though I imagine it's just my Facebook friends that watch these videos. So yeah, you. Yeah, so I'll be watching White Noise the Light tonight. I will be working on other videos as well. Building up my list again for the rest of this week and whatever's left of next week. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, Tony. Red room! Red room!